My name is Spellman, and for the last decade, I've lived at the intersection of athletics, education, and personal growth. I've coached, taught, and advised young people through some of their most formative moments, on the court, in the classroom, and in life. I'm hoping to share something real. It's about the mental side of performance, the emotional side of growth, and the deeply human side of transformation. Too often we treat success like a transaction. Work hard, get the result, move on. But I've seen firsthand that most meaningful change, the kind that sticks, comes when we stop trying to control everything and start showing up with presence, humility, and courage. I'm making this content to explore that, from sports psychology, personal experience, mindfulness, and leadership. To challenge the mindset that more always equals better, and to offer an alternative path, one that values transformation over transaction. If you're someone who wants to grow, not just succeed, I think you'll find something here worth holding on to. What if I told you that every single thing you do, every risk you take, every setback you face, isn't just a step toward achievement, but a chance to transform? Not just in the way you perform, but in who you are, at your core. What do you value most? Sport performance or personal growth? Results or the experience? We live in a world that treats effort like a transaction. Put in the work, get the grade. Show up early, earn the reward. But what if the equation is too small? What if the real value of effort isn't what it gets you, but what it does to you? How it challenges you, how it builds you up. Psychologist Carol Dweck's work on growth mindset reminds us that our abilities and intelligence aren't fixed. They grow with effort, strategy, and oftentimes help from others. But here's the part that gets lost. When we lean into challenge, we're not just learning new skills. We're reshaping our identity. Every experience, every struggle is literally rewiring the brain. Neuroscience calls it plasticity. Developmental psychologists call it identity formation. But I just call it becoming. So the real question is, who do you want to become? And what are you willing to go through in order to meet that version of yourself? I want to briefly talk about the transactional mindset versus the transformational role of hard work and adversity. We've been conditioned to think in transactions. Work hard, put in the sweat equity, get better. Push yourself and achieve success. There's logic in this, of course, and hard work is essential. In fact, sometimes it's the missing piece. My issue certainly isn't with hard work itself. It's when we view it solely as a means to an end. If we engage in something purely for the outcome, we risk missing the transformation that happens along the way. In sports, in school, in careers, people often chase results, forgetting that the deeper value is in the process itself. But let's acknowledge something important. This isn't an easy shift to make. In fact, detaching from results and committing fully to the work itself is a challenge in its own right. I see this in the athletes that I work with all the time. Take an athletic drill where I intentionally put a player in a no-win scenario. Maybe they're isolated against a stronger defender, or they have to execute under extreme fatigue. They're not supposed to win every time. The point of the drill and the challenge isn't the outcome. It's their response. Do they shut down? Do they fight through? Can they stay locked in and focused? Positive even, when frustration sets in. That's the lesson. Roadblocks aren't just barriers. They're the proving grounds. They're part of the journey. They're part of the path. By shifting focus from did I succeed to how did I respond, athletes begin to realize that mastery isn't just about skill. It's about resilience, adaptability, and presence in the moment. Now, of course, we've all had those moments where time seems to disappear, when you don't really know you're in it when you're in it, when you're so immersed that everything else seems to fade. The clock, the pressure, even your sense of self, even your wants and needs for results. That's presence. That's when you're truly in it. And paradoxically, that's when growth happens, often without even trying. But the moment we grip too tightly, overanalyzing, chasing results, forcing improvement, judging ourselves, that flow vanishes. It's not that effort isn't required, but that effort is most powerful when it's paired with surrender. Surrender in the experience. The best athletes, artists, and thinkers understand this. They don't just grind. They tune in. They tune into the experience. They allow themselves to feel fully, to fail fully, and to stay open through it all. That's where the real transformation happens. And once again, here's the paradox. When you stop attaching to outcomes and start showing up for the experience itself, the outcomes often take care of themselves. The results follow. Transformation doesn't come from white-knuckling your way forward. It comes from working with intention and trust and committing to the process, feeling the full spectrum of the experience and not flinching or cowering in the face of discomfort. Growth requires challenge, but the right kind. The kind that shapes and sharpens rather than breaks. The right type of challenge. The right level of adversity. To live with a transformational mindset is to walk that edge. Present, but consistently ambitious. Driven, but unattached. You're not abandoning goals. You're redefining your relationship with them. Psychologists refer to this immersive experience as a flow state. It's a sort of harmony between skill and challenge, where action, effort feels almost effortless. It's not just an athletic ideal, it's a human one. But here's the catch. Flow, it certainly can't be forced. It only arises when we surrender to the moment, engage fully, and stop obsessing over results. When we're mindful, when we're aware, when we're standing where our feet are. So how do we move from a transactional mindset to more of a transformational one? So here are some pieces that I've learned along the way and what I try to live out. 1, redefine what success means to you. Don't just measure your life by outcomes. Measure it by presence, curiosity, and how much you're willing to feel. How much you're willing to experience. How much and how frequently you're willing to fail and get back up. Number 2, detach from outcomes. It's critically important to have goals, but don't let them own you. Focus on the experience once again, rather than the destination. Have those goals be grounded in the day-to-day, in the process, and not the results that inevitably and ultimately are out of your control. When you're not consumed by results, you leave room for resilience and real growth. You welcome challenge. 3, find the right challenge. Discomfort is not the enemy. Avoiding it is. That's what we call a fixed mindset. The goal isn't to escape the hard stuff. It's to find the right amount of challenge and lean into it with openness. And once you master that challenge, you pursue a new one. The last piece that I'll share is fall in love with this process. If you don't love the process, or at least learn to value it, you'll burn out, check out, or step out. But when you do appreciate this experience, that's where the transformation happens. Every experience is an invitation to transform, not just your skills, but your relationship to yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to show up, stay present, and allow the moment to shape you. You don't get transformation, you allow it. Transformation over transaction. Choose the experience.